What's up, podcasters? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Branding Banter, your promotional products podcast, where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA.
I'm Meg Gerber, the CXO over at the Bark and Buoy.
I'm Sarah Goshgarian Enru. God, I forgot what my job title was.
You've been on vacation too long.
Right?
Back to work.
Yes, I know. With stalls. So literally,
right.
it's gone. This is what happens when you go on vacation.
Yeah.
But I'm brought to you. I brought a guest with me today who's also
We
on
know
vacation.
her.
I know. Lori Bolton, Vice President of Key Accounts at the Magnet Group.
Sorry. Strategic sales partner. Okay.
So you guys are in person together. A very
Where in the
interesting
world?
background.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where?
There's kind of a hint over Lori's shoulder. Take the ink part out of it.
What does that say?
Couture.
This is
Or
Cooter.
also known as Montenegro. That's where we are.
Okay. Very cool.
Interesting place to get tatted, ladies.
I know. Where that wasn't part of the plan. We went hiking this morning it was like a 5-mile hike up to the top in this fortress, which was amazing. And so it's the hidden fortress. It's like 1,350 steps.
Wow.
We were out and stopped at this little house and had like a beer and the great views. And then we walked our way down. But it's not the coldest of weather here either. So a little hot and sweaty and a nice golden tan.
Yes.
Oh, well, you
guys
look
do
beautiful.
look sun-kissed for sure.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's what I'm thinking too.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. It looks great, right? We're going to move with you guys a little bit. So I would just have to shift tables.
Okay.
No worries, no worries. Jeff, where are you? Where in the world are you today? That's a different background.
Yeah, you have a different background.
I am in Frederick, Maryland at the office at Headwear USA.
Oh,
That's so
very
weird.
nice.
Yeah,
So weird to see you in the office. How's the office?
It is weird. I've started going back to the office now at least once a week for the past couple of weeks now, and this just happened to be the day that I was in the office that we decided to record. So you guys get to see the nice white wall or off-white wall, whatever. It's not nearly as nice as your background. What can I say?
Yeah.
We got to find
awesome,
something to help cover that air vent or your return vent that's behind you.
No, I think that's where the AC comes out of. And I'm actually, no, you're right. I think it is a return vent. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Just put like a nice little Headwear logo up there and it'll be perfect.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So where exactly have you guys gone or been, or where are you going? I mean, I'm very intrigued by this vacation.
Our trip started a little bit separately. So where JT and I, my husband, we started our trip in Italy, and so we did Milan for a day, and then we went over to Venice, and then from Venice we went over to Athens. There started
In London, in the UK. So we spent 4 days in London and did Windsor Castle. Got to actually, this is the highlight of our trip, but got to pass by Queen Elizabeth II's burial, if you will, in the chapel at Windsor Castle. So that was kind of cool. I'm a huge fan. And did Stonehenge, we did Bath, and then we met Sarah, JT, Mark, and I met them in Athens.
Wow.
Man, that's some bucket list stuff right there. That is amazing. I hope you guys are posting pictures. I have been kind of just MIA, so forgive me if I haven't seen them, but man.
We have done a little bit, but I'll tell you, I think her husband has got so many photos, it's unbelievable. 5,000 photos, at least. It's crazy. And so I feel like I've done jumping pictures in every city.
Yes.
So I keep posting my jumping picture, and that's about it. The only thing that I'm posting right now is that, because it was very easy the first few days, but then now that we're on a cruise ship, it's so difficult and the Wi-Fi isn't good and I'm not paying for the Wi-Fi on the boat. So, it's good to disconnect. So, but we hit Mykonos, Santorini, Bodrum, Turkey, and then we went over to Croatia, Dubrovnik, and then now we're in Montenegro, which is couture.
I've been there.
Yes. Oh,
I
yay.
was,
See?
I was diving into Dubrovnik. So mind you, I was like 20. I was in the Navy, so it was a different. Yeah, I was there for like 2 or 3 days. Each one, I don't remember much, but I just remember a lot.
We went to the Blue Lagoon. So if you've ever were out to the Blue Lagoon and like
Yeah.
swam in the caves, like we did that. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
I thought the Blue
we did
Lagoon
the
was in Iceland.
Yeah.
I think every
There
place
is.
has a Blue Lagoon because here they also have like a blue cave also that you could go to. So I was like, we did that the day before. I don't know that I need to go see another blue cave, but
Gotcha.
maybe
Well,
another.
I mean, I've shipped hats into Dubrovnik before. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
see, that's
so I
pretty
might as well have just been there.
You know what? That's one thing we didn't do was like go into like the souvenir shops that and look at to see like where the stuff was made. We didn't do that at all because there was a whole Game of Thrones like store, right?
Yeah.
And like we could have gone in and just at least looked to see where the stuff was from. So we'll have to do that today.
Yeah, we still have
Yes,
time.
you have to. You
Yeah,
have
we've
to.
done a lot
That's
of
so
shopping.
cool.
We've done a lot of like exploring, not a lot of shopping.
Well,
That's
you
awesome.
just listed off about 30 places that you've been, so I can't imagine there's been a whole lot of time for shopping.
No.
Yeah.
We've been busy.
We've
like
been
we
really
are
busy.
clocking like at least 6 miles a day, which is
Wow.
great.
Good. That's awesome.
Very good.
We're moving. It's great.
All right. So, do we want to launch into the topic for today?
I feel like we're just gonna banter. I didn't even get to tell you guys about my updates, but it's
I
fine.
know, right? I know. Well, and I feel so disconnected. Like truly, like I'm like, what is happening in the world right now?
Yeah.
So I don't know
feel
what the
every day.
latest. I don't know. Has there been any news on tariffs at all lately?
Jeff?
Well, I mean, there's been, I think, a double down on steel and aluminum or something like that out of China, but I think that's pretty much all that I've heard. Other than with the, are you talking about the appeal with the tariffs being struck down or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you left off. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
You've been gone that long.
It feels like it. Yeah. Well, and so Lori and I were talking about with the Magna Group of like how tariffs, if had affected them at all. So, because they've got 12 different lines.
We have 12 brands under the umbrella. Magnets being obviously our bread and butter. That's all USA made for us. So our magnets are done, material and everything is sourced from the United States. And we are looking at other places. Currently, we're sourcing towels in a different region. We're looking at it all. So it's literally category by category, factory by factory, but we are looking at other places to source and to partner with. So we have options.
So that's
Very
good.
cool.
So I think that'll kind of help us segue into the actual topic. But I think what was just a really quick recap on those tariffs effective yesterday. Trump plans to double down, like Jeff said, on steel and aluminum tariffs to 50% effective yesterday. Affected categories will be drinkware, housewares, and display stands. And Trump said that metal tariffs will strengthen America's steel industry. The president has also announced a deal between U.S. Steel and Japan's, I don't know, I'm going to mispronounce that, Nippon Steel, that president said will create jobs domestically. So effectively, it's going to go from 25 to 50% as of yesterday. So that is the latest update. But with that being said, today we are talking about, we're also doubling down on what we've been talking about the last 2 weeks, was the PPA's top 100. And today, since we have Lori on from the Magnet Group, we really wanted to talk about what goes into jumping so far up the food chain like the Magnet Group did. And for those who don't know, in 2023, they were ranked on PPAI's top 100 in the 43rd spot. Okay. Last year, they jumped from the 43rd spot to 32. This year, they rocketed up over 20 places since last year, and they really grew by leaps and bounds. And for 2025, they're in the top 10 at the number 9 spot. So first off, congratulations, Lori and the entire team over there. I can't even imagine what went into that to jump so many places. I know Jeff and all them, they've been working around the clock, really pulling in international stuff, doing all those spec samples because specs get checked. So what are you guys doing? Talk to us about like what it goes behind that from your standpoint.
So we've had some leadership changes over the last 3 years. Dan Jelinek, who I love. He's our CRO, leading the team, the sales team. We've reorged a little bit. Brought in some new RSMs. 3 new RSMs have been hired in the last, I would say, 90 days.
What's an RSM?
Oh, thanks, Meg. A regional sales manager. Yeah,
Okay.
so brought in 3 new regional sales managers, and we truly believe we are positioned not for growth, and that we've got the best sales team that we've ever had in place. We also have Bill Korowitz, the owner, who's also super important to our team and the family. We look at this as a family. We're still privately held, and
Good.
he plays a
I was
role.
going to ask you.
Yes. And so there's many components that contribute to the growth and us being in number 9. Definitely a proud moment for the team, internal and external. This is an everybody contributed to the success of us getting to number 9.
Well, and you're part of that leadership change also,
Yes.
because how long now have you been at the Magnet Group?
6 months now.
Okay.
Yeah. 6 months. This is my second stint at the Magnet Group.
Phenomenal. That is
But
phenomenal.
it's again, super proud, and we truly operate, and I'm being repetitive, but we truly operate as a family. We're a family. And I think that is a huge component to our success.
I have to agree. When I think you can keep these bigger companies that have that family feel, and you really take care of each other, and I love that. And I don't, I'm not in the industry anymore, so I can kind of say whatever I want. But when I was at SNS Activewear, it was like that. I felt like it was the best company in the industry to work for. And private equity came in, and it was business as normal, as usual for the first couple of years. And I hate to say it, but like half of my friends just got laid off last week, right? Like I feel like private equity comes in and takes everything that's good about a company that people love, and it becomes more about that bottom dollar. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate on this, but I watched it with my own eyes so many times. So I love that you said that, Lori, and we can feel that, because if you've ever worked for a big company that is all about being family and they care about the people, that's how you jump from 43 to 9. I'm telling you.
1,000%.
You care about your people, because then they will invest back into the company. I love that. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, 1,000%. And I go back to Dan Jelinek, the CRO. The key, it is all about the family. So even me taking this vacation, he's like, go be with your family. If I'm on the road for 3 weeks at a time, and he knows, very rarely do we touch base, but when we do, or he knows where my schedule, he's like, are you getting any mark time in? Like, I love that, because normally that doesn't happen. And both Sarah and I have worked for companies that they're not privately held, and there is a significant difference in the approach.
I can echo that as well. Working at Headwear, I mean, the fact that it's not privately held, or not publicly held, it's private. There's no venture capitalists or anything like that involved, and it makes things much more familial for sure, which does equate to people giving more of themselves to that community, which is like you said, Meg. I mean, we jumped from 100 to 26 in 1 year, and that's a big reason as to why. We were one of the best places to work, I think, last year. So it's really cool to see that happen because of that type of approach. I mean, obviously, venture capitalist and private equity has its place.
It does,
and
kind of, I guess.
And we kind of knew that was going to happen, though, with the whole SNS and Alpha Broder thing. Meg, I'm assuming that's what you were alluding to with.
I mean, it's the whole thing. Think of it from start to finish. And look at what it's done to every company in this industry. The same exact thing, and it just sucks the life and the fun. And that's what our industry was built on: relationships. And that's a level that's not understood. And I don't care. I will die on that hill and the sword, all of the things. It's the bottom dollar. So when you have bosses and leadership that understand the value and the relationship, that's where it's at. So if you are a leadership and you are thinking about going to VC or PE, don't. I'm sure there's money involved. I know, but like, come on now, like, save the industry.
That really speaks to the uniqueness of our industry, though, the fact that, there are privately held companies that compete with the venture capitalist countries, or companies. The fact that, Lori, you work for a company that's, privately held, and you guys are now number 9. You're in the top 10 of PPAIs, and there's, I'm sure, others up in that list as well. I mean, the fact that you can compete and not everything has to go that way in order to be successful in the industry is huge.
Yeah.
1000%. I couldn't agree with you more. It definitely gives us, and you can relate, Jeff, like it gives us an advantage, again, just even with employees and how we manage them. We're making decisions at a higher level, whether it's tariffs or otherwise, right?
Mhm.
We're able to move quite quickly.
So I want to talk a little bit more about Magnet Group now. So I've known Magnet Group, I've been in this industry for 22 years, and
Yeah.
Magnet Group was actually one of my vendors back when I was a distributor 20 years ago, and the reps used to come visit me. What has changed? So I think it was probably just mostly magnets back then. So what has changed over the last 20 years? Like, for people who don't use Magnet Group or aren't sure, like, oh, that's my magnet person, but what else? What makes you guys great besides the people?
So we've obviously the people. Stacy Bailey, I'm going to give a shout out to. She's my right hand person, and that was part of when I came back. Like, is there any way that I can get her to partner with me? So a couple things. One, she's been with the company 29 years. That is not unique with the employees of the Magnet Group. You've got people that have been there for 20 plus years, and that's common, super common. So again, I go back to the people, but in terms of the brands, we've added some retail brands. We've added drinkware to the mix. And one of my favorite brands is Castelli. That's a line of journals that's coming out of Italy. So none of our journals are coming out of China or any other country for that matter. They're coming out of Italy. And that's the brand for us is super, super successful, popular. It's first class. It's a retail brand.
So I can talk to Meg also from my distributor days. Like, my customers only wanted Castelli notebooks, period. They were like the
Yeah, they're
easiest.
nice.
Well, they're nice. They're phenomenal. That was what we probably sold the most. I don't know from a product standpoint of your lines of what is your top seller, if it's magnets and then Castelli, or how that falls.
Castelli's like it's up there. And then we also added towels by Magnet. So we have 2 gentlemen who were owners of a very large towel supplier in our industry, and it got sold, but they are now running our towel division in South Carolina. So that was also a huge strategic move for us, huge win.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so,
I learned something new there. I didn't know that.
So again, from a strategic standpoint and looking at it from 50,000 feet down, we've made some really good chess moves, and we actually have ownership in the North American division of Castelli. It's not just now a partner. We have ownership in it. So those are some of the highlights where it's really helped shift our business and our exposure to the industry.
Absolutely. When you diverse like that, yeah.
It's not made in certain countries, we can say we've got this beautiful journal that's made in Italy, and we've got recycled versions. We've got a peel, which is made from recycled apples and pulp, and it has this beautiful scent of apples. So again, some really important chess moves over the years that have helped us gain some market share.
I had to like poke fun a little bit. It's beautiful. Love it.
So those towels, are any of them good for like washing dogs by any chance?
Oh yeah, see, right?
Yes. But there's, we're using a factory in the United States to grow our cotton, and then moving it to another country to have it built, and then back to America for decorating. So, and there's a give back component to youth in that story, which I think is super important. So again,
I didn't know you guys did towels, so I'm going to have to go take a look. That's awesome. That's one of the last things I need for my shop.
Okay, good. And then Brand Chargers, a retail brand that we partnered with for more of our electronics. So power banks, some of our beautiful backpacks. It's the breadth of the line is huge. It's amazing. Yeah.
I just knew it for magnets and notebooks. That was it.
Yeah.
And awards.
And we do awards too.
Yeah, awards.
Yeah, we do awards too.
Yeah.
And again, I can list them all off, but there's a lot. We've got
That's really awesome.
glassware.
It looks like you guys have grown tremendously, and the number 9 ranking is definitely well deserved. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on everything, and keep up the good work. And so tell us a little bit about Promo Corner. What do you do with Promo Corner?
Promo Corner. So we have a podcast, Amelia Model and myself. I have a podcast. We're coming up on 5 years, and it's
Wow,
called The
congratulations.
Rundown. And we just basically get caught up on each other, on what's going on in our lives. And then me being a certified health and wellness coach, certified in hormone health, there's a segment, Living with Lori. So I usually give a health and wellness tip. And I try to keep it to where it's good for the guys too, Jeff. It's not just for girls. Like, it could be anything, like just foods that you should be eating. And then
The water you should be drinking on your hikes.
Yes. And then we go into, if you know, like who's moving in the industry, what kind of movement's going on. Meg, you were mentioned when you were on the move. And then Amelia, I don't know where this girl finds the time, but she can watch movie after series. Like, I don't have the time. I shouldn't say I don't have the time. But she usually gives her best like book or series that she's watching. And then we have a new segment, Never Have I Ever, that usually wraps.
Cool. How fun. We need to add like a little bit of flair, I think. I think we need to go back to adding a little bit of flair. We used to. So we used to do like fast, what was it like? We used to say, all right, here's the question.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. We used to do, so maybe we'll have to like add something to that, a little fun fact. So we'll have to do that for the next one and maybe keep that going. That was always fun.
Yeah.
And then do-gooders too. We call out do-gooders. There's so many people doing good work in our industry, and we really try to highlight it. So our industry is amazing, as all of you know.
So I've got one more question for you guys, and then if there's any others, we can go on from there. But you're both wearing one of my favorite promotional products. So what is the logo that you guys are sporting there on that hat?
Yeah, I didn't even notice they were the same.
It's Viore, and because I'm also a certified Pilates instructor on top of everything, all my other wellness stuff, I am considered an influencer for Viore. So I get Viore product. So we were leaving this morning and Sarah asked if I had a hat.
Do you have a hat to borrow? I'm just wearing it like super like strange just because we were hiking and it's so sunny. I didn't want to burn the tips of my ears. So I'm wearing it big to cover the tips of my ears.
But this is
right now,
Viore. Jeff, I actually think you would like Viore.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like recycled. They're definitely giving Lululemon and Aloe a run for their money.
Well, my butt does look really good in Lululemon.
Viore might
I
be
thought
okay
so.
too. But Viore's, most of their stuff's made from like recycled material. They have a good story as well, but they're pretty big.
We'll have to look into it.
it's a good hat. I don't know who makes it.
We'll have to bring it to us next trip.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sarah, Meg, do you have any other questions for Lori, or are we going to let them get back to their sunbathing?
Yeah, get back to your beautiful vacation, you guys. I'm so jealous. And just to be able to I think what's cool is when you're on vacation with your families and then you meet up with people that we're friends with or in the industry. I think that's just so much fun. So much fun.
It's great. I remember when Lori started the rundown. It's so funny because we've known each other now, I think like 7 years, 8 years. Yeah. So, and met through the industry, and that's how we became friends. So
our guys are over there sipping on cocktails.
I know they're having cocktails over there.
And this cruise has been planned for like eight months.
Yeah.
So it's like it's
no wonder they don't mind you guys doing these podcasts while you're on vacation.
I know, right?
It gives them a chance to go have a drink.
We put them in a good position. For sure.
Yeah. It's
all right,
so good to see all of you. So
you as
good.
well, Lori.
You as well, Lori. You look great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a sweaty mess. Thank goodness you can't smell through the camera.
We're a mess right now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing a little bit of the inside story of Magnet and getting that big jump to the top 10. So congrats and thanks again for joining us. And until next time, guys, we'll be seeing you. Take care.
Thank you. for having